Black Swan ending explained. Why Nina hurt herself and did she die? Darren Aronofsky's filmography includes endings that require multiple interpretations, and the Black Swan ending is no exception. With Oscar winner Natalie Portman playing a ballerina who strives for perfection to extreme lengths, Black Swan has been regarded as an important character study and exploration of the tortured artist trope. The psychological thriller delves into toxic notions of artistic brilliance and the price people pay to achieve it through Portman's protagonist, Nina Sayers. In a rendition of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, Nina takes the double role of the White, Odette, and Black Swans, Odile, with Mila Kunis Lily serving as an alternate dancer. With fears of being replaced by Lily, Nina descends into madness, which is perfectly exemplified by the open-ended finale. While Black Swan ends with Nina smiling at the camera, viewers have several theories. The ending of Natalie Portman's May-December brings to mind Black Swan's dark conclusion that is still discussed and debated with much curiosity, even more than a decade since it was released. Given that Aronofsky usually relies on allegories and surrealist sequences, even the reality of the ending is questioned as to whether the final scene actually happened or was just a delusion by the troubled protagonist. Nina hallucinated killing Lily. Duality plays into Black Swan's horror movie vibe with Nina taking on the innocent Odette and the evil Odile. Towards the ballet's second act, Nina seems to be faltering as Odette, but with no time to waste, she rushes to the dressing room to change where she confronts her competitor Lily, stabs her to death, and continues her performance as Odile. The final twist reveals that Nina had hallucinated Lily's death and instead stabbed herself in the abdomen. However, given the artist she is, she continues performing the ballet's final act as a dying Odette, landing on a mattress with thunderous applause. Like other endings of Aronofsky movies, this incorporates surrealist elements as Lily's death was a hallucination. This wouldn't come as a surprise to viewers as the story had already dabbled in the protagonist showing similar behavior in the past. The scenes that find Nina making love with Lily and literally transforming into the play's Black Swan bear testimony to this. The fact that Lily transformed into Nina's doppelganger when the protagonist was stabbing her also adds to the screenplay's metaphorical overtones. The moment is further foreshadowed by the earlier scenes, also revealing scratch marks on Nina's back after her hallucinations showed a pattern of self-harm. Nina probably dies in the end of Black Swan. In the final ballet performance in Black Swan's ending, Nina is flawless and seems to have achieved the perfection that she has been striving for so long. However, given that her abdomen wound was still open and bleeding, she most likely succumbed to the bleeding as she fell through the air and landed on the mattress. Even though her director Thomas and other crew members start panicking and calling an ambulance, Nina can be seen at peace as she utters, "Perfect, I was perfect." It's highly possible that the medical authorities arrived in time and saved her, but the final fade to white might hint at her death. As a bleeding Nina looks up to the stage lights, Aronofsky establishes an uncertain fate for his protagonist. Be it in The Fountain or Mother, Darren Aronofsky's movies have never shied away from dabbling in religious imagery and themes. The lights falling on her, and her gazing upwards might even incorporate a descent toward heaven. Her final line and the look of satisfaction on her face possibly imply that Nina is finally content with her artistic capabilities, and it no longer matters to her whether she survives or not. The purpose of her life has now been attained in her mind. Black Swan is a subversion of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. Natalie Portman's committed performance conveys Nina's artistic journey, but it is also effective as a subversion of the very play that she's performing in. A ballet theater classic, Swan Lake was written by Russian composer Pyotr Tchaikovsky and plays out as a tragic fairy tale as Prince Siegfried falls in love with Odette. However, trouble arises when an evil sorcerer transforms her into a white swan. The prince eventually falls for the sorcerer's daughter, Odile, who he transforms into an identical twin to Odette. With the prince mistakenly falling for the black swan, the white swan takes her own life in grief. Many of Tchaikovsky's story elements are referenced in the Best Picture nominee, such as Nina's own doppelganger doubling as the evil twin. If Aronofsky's film truly mirrors the events of Swan Lake, then Nina actually dies in the end. Both the play and the film focus on metamorphosis as a key theme. While Odette transforms into a swan, Nina changes into the very character she was